Welcome back to the Wichita Toy Train Club YouTube channel. I'm Zechariah.
And I'm Chris.
And today we're going to check out some new Lionel SD70s.
Very exciting today.
Yeah. So I got two new SD70s. So we figured we'd try something different. We'll do a quick unboxing here. They're still in the shippers. Fun fact, just when you guys order stuff, if you're concerned about these Lionel shippers, they're not the best things in the world. You see this one's got, you can't see this yet.
Hide the surprise.
Hide the surprise. But you know, they get beat around, and usually shipping from the train store to you is going to be when any damage occurs. It's not usually when it's in a big container coming overseas. So if a train store does give you an option, you might ask them to put it in another box. Usually a little bigger box helps protect the locomotive and just needing to ship it out for any more work, which causes more issues. But that's my fun little disclaimer. So we figured we'll kind of
get on in there.
Get on in here.
And mine is box number 32 out of only 100.
100, yep. Only 100 of those were made. This one, yeah, so fun fact, I found out from an Eric Train video. They do put the number, carton number of the locomotive. So this one was 226 out of, I don't know how many Lionel made.
5 million?
Yeah, who knows? But this one is Chris was a special run, so it was 32 out of 100. There was 100 of those made.
Now, who was this? Legacy Station,
Legacy
right?
Station. Yeah. And it even has the official seal for the registration on the box.
On this side?
No, it's just on the front side.
We'll cover that. You can see that, maybe?
Maybe it's a little, right the little fancy hologram, you know, for the officially licensed stuff.
That is very fancy.
So, pull that out. It's Christmas morning here. Owner's manual. Don't throw it away, but I'm going to toss it to the side. And I'm not a big fan of how Lionel packs the diesels. Oh, you got to pipette. Don't lose that. I tried to lose it. So, but these fun little blue strings.
You want me to grab that side? We can just pull it out together.
Well, so what I always figured,
what
I do is I flip it over. Just put your whole hand underneath it, and you pull it straight out. Then that way we're not pulling on just one side of the diesel. So,
man,
your mileage may vary, but that was what I've found to be the easiest. So here we have Katie, the Katie Heritage Unit.
Man, that bright red. I mean, the Katie is always a fantastic. All of the Heritage units are fantastic.
They really are.
But man, that red always pops, and it's just eye candy.
It is. It looks amazing. So, well, we got this one out. We'll pull this side up for you guys to see. And
man,
ta-da.
That thing's beautiful.
It's really cool. So
we want to do mine now.
See what you got there.
The surprise.
Surprise.
Unless it's in the title of the video, and then you already know what it is. So you want me to do the same thing?
Yeah.
As yours. Flip it over here. Ooh. All right. We got the Space Force here from Legacy Station.
Yeah. So it's Legacy Station's custom run Space Force engine.
Get all that fun stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
Pull these out. Man, have you even you haven't taken this out of the box at all yet, have you?
I took them out once, and then I didn't get a chance to run them, so I just popped them back in. I just wanted to make sure that everything looked good before we opened them up here.
It's always the nerve-wracking part.
Yeah.
Not breaking the handrails or anything here. That is awesome.
I think it's a really cool locomotive.
Yeah.
I don't do a lot of modern stuff anyway, but I needed a Katie.
Mm-hmm.
We're not very far from, we're about, an hour and a half from Parsons, Kansas. That was a big stop for MKT, the Katie. So it's, don't get to see it very often, but it's a bigger thing around here.
Yeah.
And I was going to get a Mopac, and then Legacy Station decided to do this, and I thought it looked too cool to pass up. So
Yeah, definitely couldn't pass up one of these.
Chris has got a Denver Rio Grande heritage unit from MTH from a while back, so we figured we'd go ahead and we'll open it up and see if there's any differences. This is 2023, and this is, I don't know when.
2000 something.
2000 something, PS2, so we'll open it up.
The glory days of MTH, maybe?
Yeah, there you go.
So I do like, I have to say, I like this box.
That was a cool move by them for that box.
You know, you do have the generic orange Lionel box, and I'm not talking down on Lionel, but I like that they put this in a yellow Union Pacific Heritage unit box, and you know, on this side got the UP
logo
there.
All the you know, like a commemorative type boxing is always cool. It's kind of like, you know, the Lionel Vision Line boxes. A Lionel black box is always cool too.
Yeah.
So
it just stands out. It's a little different from everybody else,
and you know, this, now I'm sitting here looking at it, you got the bottom is the Harbor Mist Gray. This is quite literally designed as a diesel locomotive paint scheme. You got the armor yellow, the red stripe, and the Harbor Mist Gray on the bottom. That is cool.
You want to hold that bottom there?
Yeah. See, this is the fun way to take engines out of the box.
Where you need 3 hands and you only get 2. And don't mind my very dented box. You know, that's its transport case all the time.
This has not been to that many train shows, has it?
This one?
Yeah.
No, not at all. You know, back in 2000s when I first got it, so I've got 4 of these.
I was about to say, I can't remember how many of those you had.
I've got the Rio Grande, the Mopac, the Katy, and the Chicago Northwestern. So I've got 4 out of, is it 6?
6.
I really want the Western Pacific, and my favorite one is Southern Pacific.
That's really cool. Yeah.
The beautiful orange and black and white.
But you got to
striping.
start at MTH. It's hard to jump the Lionel for the Heritage Series.
Right, yeah. So like my goal is to eventually one day find the rest of the MTH PS2s of this run and then just take them all. But yeah, I mean, this one's been train show after train show after train show since 2000 whatever. And I mean, I would lash all 3 or 4 of these that I had all together, and then we would take a 50 or 60 car train, which went around halfway the whole 50-foot layout, or something like that. So it's been used and abused. It's not quite abused, but
definitely used.
Definitely used. So it's had quite the run time. Take all my fancy styrofoam out here. Try and not break all the handrails.
So there's a couple differences. I mean, just looking at them, the horn looks huge on this one compared to the Lionel ones. I don't know which ones would be more correct or not.
Yeah, I don't know, but definitely now seeing these side by side, this is way larger than the horns on those.
That's insane.
Yeah, and you definitely see the difference on top of the cab here.
Yeah. So Lionel, you guys probably we'll get some close-up shots we might throw up in here, but this new run, this 2022-2023 run of SD70s have the PTC antennas on top. So these will be completely different from the original run of the UP Heritage, and I'm sure they cataloged some more SD70s. But I know Mr. Muffin's Trains did a custom run, and really all it was just a regular UP SD70 with the flag on it, just because Lionel didn't catalog one, so they went ahead and, if you don't have one of those, you might hit them up, see if they still have one of those for this go around. But yeah, so then you get the little different. I want to say this is pretty close to what Lionel had prior to the PTC antennas up top. I could be wrong though, but it's pretty close to the same. You know, I've been waiting. I did get an ES44, you know, the guy that says, I don't do modern, I keep buying all these diesels.
Mr. Steam over there.
I keep buying all these diesels, and I don't know where they're coming from.
Going to the dark side here.
But the ES44s have the kinematic pilots, and they really look amazing. Once you see that, and once you see the what's always been the standard of, you guys probably can't see that very well, but you know, the standard of the whole pilot, the rear and front pilot moving with the truck. you know, once you see that again after you have the kinematics, it's like, why don't they just change it? And the reason why is, you know, these can do an 036 curve, and they can do it without much problem. Do you know?
Yeah.
You done 036 on the MTH?
I think so. Do you have the box over there?
I stole the box out of fun curiosity.
I think it's got to be 036.
042.
042.
So pretty close. Pretty close.
Yeah, still small layout.
Still
friendly.
very small layout friendly. And I think when they throw the kinematic on there, I think Lionel usually says 054. You probably get a little tighter, but it might depend what car you have behind it, though, too. So that's the reason why they keep holding out. the guys that got the room are like, let's go ahead and do it. But we gotta play nice with everyone, you know. Try to keep everything small layout friendly. O-scale takes up some space.
Accommodate to all layouts and everybody.
So, the other fun thing on these is taking the radiator fans for the access to the controls.
Oh gosh. The scary part.
Chris took the Space Force one off, and I think that one's worse.
Oh.
That's one thing I'm not a fan of. I think the ES44 had just straight magnets. How's the weight?
Yeah.
The
weight?
Yeah.
Yeah. You definitely, this is much lighter.
Much
the
lighter?
newer
Wow,
run
really?
is much lighter. Here, feel different. I mean, this one is
Than the MTH one?
it's a dumbbell.
Oh, wow. That's, I mean, noticeably, probably a good 6 or 8 ounces.
Yeah. It's a beefy thing.
It is beefy.
Pose like a champ.
That's always good.
I assume these do the same.
I've never had any issues with any of the Lionel SD70s, so I got a couple.
We want to try and take these things off.
Yeah. So up front is a magnet, and the back has plastic clips. And when you start hearing sounds you don't like, that's all that is. And it takes some force, and it does not sound amazing.
You may cry a little bit.
You didn't break anything. I'm not a fan of the design.
I feel like it should just be magnets on these.
So I don't know. With any luck, again, that's a great sound. What did MTH do on that one?
I don't remember. I think mine I've taken off since
1,000 times.
1,000 times, so it's probably a little looser. This is much easier, I feel, to get off, but it's been worn down a little bit better. See this?
It's straight magnets.
Straight magnets.
So there's no plastic clip or anything.
It just slides on and off. And this actually, I didn't notice this earlier, but this has got a housing around this for where the fans are at.
Yeah.
And can they see that here? See the housing just going around the motor and the switches here. Here is just open exposed.
Some different designs, different manufacturers. So.
Yeah.
But I mean, so we have one flywheel we can get access to if you think something weird's going on. Good, easy way to find out if it's locking up. You can spin it without actually having to take all the fun screws out. You just can't get to the front motor. And then we have our 3 switches. It seems like we started with few switches with TMCC stuff. Then Legacy, we started adding more and more different control switches, and now we're going back to less. It just seems like a lot of the controls are all from our Cab 2 or the new apps whenever they show up. We got Roan program. That's the one switch we will probably always have. We got a Bluetooth on-off and then a smoke on-off. No Odyssey on-off, so you are stuck with cruise control, whether you like it or not.
I'm a fan. I'll always be a fan. I assume you're the same way.
Yes, yes.
Always Odyssey.
I'm a big fan of the cruise control. The one thing Lionel, I don't know, never got as great as MTH did was matching some of the speed steps. Most of the diesels match very well with each other, especially between different runs. But going, lashing, a diesel and a articulated together, or say a Challenger and a Northern, something they just never even, of course there would always be some electronic changes too, so that might probably be part of it, and some programming changing, but it never, MTH always seemed to do a little better on matching a lot of that stuff.
I never knew that, but I guess I've never had that. I'm more of an MTH guy from the start. Now I'm going to the dark side of Lionel, but I guess you've got more experience in there than I do.
Yeah, so it's everybody's mileage varies. It just depends what you run, right? So, but those are fun to get off. The fans in there are loose. They're not powered, unfortunately. We need more powered fans.
This
Oh.
actually fits on, like
That is
perfectly,
hilarious.
and it comes off way better.
The moral of the story is go buy an MTH radiator fan and just slide it down. on
Yeah,
there.
it just sits there. It's not bad. Maybe do some swapping here. Yeah, it doesn't fit.
No, that one doesn't fit.
So I guess the MTH one is just a millimeter bigger, so it just kind of slides right over that.
Yeah, these things are fun to get back on too, because you got to kind of get them lined up right. And hope you don't chip any paint in the process.
Yeah, or crack the whole thing.
Yeah, so again, it's
I think I got mine on. Yeah. Come on, Slowpoke. Oh, this terrible noises. I was about to say, come on, Slowpoke, and you shot me down with that.
so that's the that's about the only thing I'm not a fan of. But other than that, these are great models.
Yeah, you can never go wrong with heritage paint schemes. And
Heritage, and then fun custom runs.
Yeah.
Legacy Station got this completely licensed from the United States Space Force, which is I think part of the Air Force. So, but so there there's the fun little holographic sticker that's officially on the box and everything. And Legacy Station is the one that actually had to do all the licensing, not Lionel. So I mean, as a train store going through all that effort. And this did so well. They did ES44s and bay window caboose, so I had to order a caboose. I didn't order an ES44 though. I was a little maxed out after that catalog anyway. So I guess we'll go over the important things to know. What you get with the new Lionel SD70s. So they're legacy controlled, legacy rail sounds, all the fun usual legacy stuff. We got LED lighting, we got operating ditch lights on both of them. All the headlights are in the same place. You get the real 17 lighting, headlight, or cab light lights. You got the rear lights, they're back there. I'm pretty sure there are ground lights. So those stay on till speed step 23 and then they'll turn off. Legacy, you get 200 speed steps. That's if you use the Cab 2 or the Cab 3 app. Whenever that does come out, you get a full 200 speed steps. If you use the Cab 1L remote, and you'd still get the 200 with the Cab 1L remote, but if you use a regular Cab 1, you'll end up dropping down to only about 32 speed steps, depending on your momentum settings. Both of these have fan-driven smoke units, so we just pour fluid directly down the vent stack here. Either use the pipette or a funnel or something, just to, otherwise you'll make a mess. Yeah. That's pretty common. Our Megasteam's got the little needle point dispensers. Those are good for getting down up in there. Fun fact though, those are really easy to get something in the needle, and then they don't work very well. And you think you put fluid in there, but you didn't.
you sound like you know from experience.
Yes, that is from experience. But I mean, other than that, it looks like a typical O-gauge SD70. So we got snow plows up front here. The MU hoses, electrocouplers, front and rear. Like I said, these do have the standard pilot, so if we turn it, the whole front end moves with it. Fun fact, this is going to look kind of crazy, but if you turn these trucks a full 90 degrees, you can drop them down and take them off. So that's on all of the Lionel diesel locomotives, and then it's just a simple. I can't do this on camera now because I took it off. But you just put a 90 back and we'll turn it back, and I will do that later since I decided to do that.
Honestly, that's a really nice feature that they've done, so then you can just pop it off, put it back on.
Yeah, and I've had, so there's plugs underneath here too. If for whatever reason a coupler doesn't work or you're not getting good power, that's really easy to take these off and check those plugs. I had an E9 that had a plug that was loose right there.
Well, that's convenient.
It's very convenient. I mean, a plug, that's a place for something to go wrong, but it's a good place, and being able to take that whole truck assembly off. If you need to change traction tires, lube and grease everything up. It makes it very serviceable, and I think that's one thing I do like about the Lionel diesel locomotives.
Yeah, if I did that with the MTH one, we're no more running. We're not going anywhere.
So that is something good. I figured most people probably don't know.
Yeah, if I didn't see this video or know that at all, if I would never try that.
It is. And it looks kind of weird, but it's perfectly normal with a Lionel diesel. I mean, other than that, the paint looks very crisp on both of these models.
Yeah, I love the stars on all this. The black, white, and gray on this is just,
It's
pristine.
crisp.
It's crisp.
Crisp. You get the Space Force logo everywhere. It kind of looks like a modern Starfleet uniform from Star Trek. So or a logo from Star Trek. So I'm sure that was completely intentional by Space Force.
Yeah.
And I've talked with Brian from Legacy Station back when I think I ordered that, and he said he was really he really enjoyed going through and designing that with the Space Force team, because if at this point, if for whatever reason they painted up a diesel locomotive, this is what it would look like.
Well, that would be cool to see.
If for whatever reason Space Force needed a diesel and they painted it, this is what it would look like at this point.
Let's make that happen. That would be awesome to just see rolling through your town.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
So, I mean, other than that, I mean, everything's, we got the UP, proud of our heritage, powerful future, all the usual stuff on here. The biggest thing that changed was the PTC antennas. Other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot of anything else really to go over. I haven't even powered this one up, so we'll have to change the TMCC ID on it, and we'll get them lubed up and everything, put smoke fluid in them. I need a train to pull them with. What am I going to pull behind these?
Yeah, you have no modern freight. You're all steam
No
era.
modern freight.
I did want to point out, one of the things, because, this is all I've had, is the MTH 2000s heritage units. And so I don't have really I have none modern Lionel Legacy diesels, except for like the F7s.
Yeah, those are like 10 years old now.
They were getting there. But I really liked how, you've got the red and green connections here on the front.
Mm-hmm.
And, like you and I were talking about earlier, the MTH version actually, I'll probably get a close-up photo of this, but they've got the actual wire that goes between them.
Yeah, so like the Lionel ES44s has that wire, and those are like 480 volt connectors that they have on the ends of the diesels.
Mm-hmm.
It's not for head-end power, because UP doesn't have head-end power on their diesels. I think it's when they use the MUing. I could be wrong, but it's like so they can actually have this diesel engine running, but they still send power to the traction motors. I think that's what it's used for. Don't quote me though. Do not quote me.
The other cool thing I really liked about these, I was noticing as we were talking, the windows on this all slide open, both the front and back window on the side of the cab, and then this little, not rear view mirror, but
like the windshield.
Windshield also turns.
Yeah. So it's very delicate up in there, and it looks really cool.
Yeah. So new features that, back in the older days, in the 2000s, we've just got a molded in wind deflector, and the windows are just open. I don't think we got any closing ones over here, but something cool, innovative.
Did we, I'm just curious now we're thinking about it. It doesn't look like they've really changed any of the engineer or conductor figures. For some reason, I thought on a different, newer locomotive, they changed some of that stuff up. I didn't see anything on here, but a lot of the grates are see-through. If I hit, you hit the light just right, you see right through them, and gives you kind of a cool. I mean, even the MTH one has that, so it's a really cool look.
The kind of neat thing on the fans here is it's on the bottom. It's just covered. So like on the MTH one, this is completely see-through. So if you look at the right angle, you can see all the motor and the
with
switches
the
and all that stuff. So that's kind of a nice feature that you don't have to see.
Yeah. It probably looks better on the Space Force one. Well, it's still silver.
Well, that one's black, isn't it?
Yeah, it's black. You got silver blade, and then there's red underneath of it. So,
oh, okay.
So I don't know. I don't know about the red, but
yeah,
something different. Yeah.
Maybe it'd be nice to have that bottom part painted black.
Yeah.
Then you don't see
anything past that.
And it's not like it's the silver or red paint job right underneath it. But still, I mean, it's noticeable, cool difference.
Yeah. So, and into the story, I need more UP heritage.
We do take donations of UP heritage. If you'd like to donate,
Shoot me an email.
we'll talk. So this one's got 2019 on this.
Yeah,
tab
so
number of
the
this.
2019 was the, I don't know, whenever Space Force started, or I don't know what officially started Space Force, but
Yeah.
that's when their incorporation date is, so that's 2019. 1988 on the MKT Heritage unit, I believe, is when UP acquired Katy. So that's usually their the reasoning behind that number. Same thing with the Denver and Rio Grande. It's
1989.
1989. So that's when they acquired the Denver and Rio Grande Railroad, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
The last part of the 19th century or the 20th century was a lot of mergers, a lot of failed mergers, a lot of a lot of mergers.
Yeah.
Uh,
And the cool thing on these heritage units is they've got like the official road logo here.
So and as we're kind of thinking about it, the UP heritage units were the heritage units that started the entire trend of heritage units.
Mm-hmm.
UP was the first one to actually really do it, and they did it in such a really cool way, where it was paying homage to Katy. Katy never had an SD70, or I don't even know if they would have had a. Well, I guess in '88 they could have had a modern diesel. What would it look like? And it's got a really cool paint scheme. Same thing with the
Yeah.
Denver and Rio Grande. I mean, I don't think Denver and Rio Grande would have ever painted anything like that. But
No, yeah.
that was something
Definitely a
you
tribute.
definitely a tribute locomotive. Norfolk Southern's done a lot because they, of course, they got a lot.
Man,
of,
they cranked them out that one year.
Yeah. So I mean, Norfolk Southern's done a lot, and then it's I feel sorry for anybody trying to collect all of those.
Yeah. Might go broke there.
I only have to collect 6, and I've only started with 1, so it's take me a while.
I'm a fan of those heritage units though. Some of those have really nice paint jobs.
Yes, they do.
One of my favorites. I'm a Pensy guy, so I really like the Pensy one.
That one was a really cool one, and that Norfolk Southern did. So we'll, I think, unless Chris can think of anything else, I think we just need to go take these for a run.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably what you're really waiting for. See them all powered up, how they sound, especially the Space Force here.
Yes.
It's got some real unique sounds on it. So I think, yeah, I agree with you. I think we're ready to go power them up and show them what they came for.
There we go. Okay, so you guys are going to hear what these things sound like here in a second. We've already heard them.
And I mean, they sound great.
They are amazing. You get air raid siren in this thing. You get, in general, 5 horns, 5 bells. Yeah, 5 horns, 5 bells. I was thinking whistles. Like that's on the steam engine.
Not quite.
Not quite. You don't get 15 different sounds. But these things are just great front to rear. You got your operating ditch lights. You can turn those around here. Ditch lights don't seem to flash, oscillate, or anything. I don't know if that's an East Coast thing. So I mean, I usually leave them on. So if you don't see them flash, that's usually just because that's my habit. we don't have that around here, but they will. You can set them for whatever you guys like. So that's a really cool feature. Of course, you got smoke units, so you can pretend the turbo blew out in the engine. You got your diesel smoking.
Oh, these aren't homemade. They were made in a factory. A bomb factory. They're bombs.
They go for right around $650 catalog price. They were cataloged in Lionel's 2022 Volume 2 catalog. So Lionel did all of the UP Heritage. I don't remember if they did any other. I'm sure there might have been 1 or 2 other SD70s. And then there was custom runs, so we had the United States Space Force from Legacy Station. Mr. Muffins did a version, and that was just a regular UP one if you guys just needed that as well on this run. But the best way to know about the custom runs is to hit all the usual train stores and be sure you're on their email list.
Yeah.
Go to Legacy Station, go to Mr. Muffins. I think there's Patch Trains usually does custom runs. Train World, of course, does custom runs. You literally, if you see a train store that's promoting online, be sure to be on their email list because they will probably do a custom run. that we are in that age right now, the age of the custom run.
It's a great thing.
It is a great thing.
Get ready to hear the power of these things. They are insane.
They are awesome. We're going to go ahead and we're going to shut up and we're going to just go run some trains. So this will be the end of us. Don't forget to go ahead, leave us a comment down below. Let us know what you thought. Make sure to hit that like, hit the bell, and subscribe. What else are, just do everything. I don't know.
Like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell.
Hit the bell.
All ways to support us to provide more content to you.
And if you're in the Wichita area, check us out on Facebook. We usually post whenever we have any upcoming train shows in the local area. We usually hit 2 or 3 different shows. So be sure to check us out there. You might see one of us. Thanks for watching.
See you next time.
Dispatch here. Please start up and stand by. Over. Yes, sir. Start up and stand by. Out.